All right, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on today. All right, so it looks like the powers that be allowed my previous share to be circulated. I'm not sure any of you shared it. That could be the reason why, because as I've stated before, the channel is shadow banned. But in the previous share, I discussed how uh, in order to own land in Ghana, you must first own land, open a bank account, invest in Ghana, start a business in Ghana, or work in Ghana. You must be a legal resident with a residence permit or a work permit, which is a work and residence permit. That is what it's called. So basically, it is unlawful or illegal to live in Ghana, to work in Ghana, to uh, purchase or sell land or do business in Ghana without having a work and residence permit. All right. So if you came here, say 5 years ago, and you just been camping out ever since, and you haven't been going in and out of the country, you haven't been renewing or extending your visas, you've just been living here unlawfully, and that is against the law. If you've been doing business of any kind, it is illegal. So that share generated or if you purchase land without being a resident, according to immigration, if you purchase land, you're building a house, you're living in that house, and you do not have a residence permit. Now, you can have an active visa, but in order to live, to reside, those are the words that they use. If you are residing in Ghana permanently without a work and residence permit, and I gave the different categories of residence permits. Go and listen to that share, and please listen to the entire share, and you will hear what the requirements are. You will see what the requirements are as stated on their website. All right. Now, there are some of you that said, oh, I knew this. If you knew this, why didn't you share this with so many people? Now, they updated their website on 2020 in 2023, but they have made some updates to that website since then. And some of the things that I mentioned in that share were not there. I talk to immigration often, my son does, and have done so for several years concerning our own issues and concerning things that I had going on and planned on having going on, and just different things. Okay, so please, if I come to share something, it's after I have done some research and thorough research, okay, and proven all things. Now, that's what I'm here to do today, all right, to dispel some lies about the Diaspora Affairs Office. So I'm going to dispel some lies, and for some of you, you're not going to like the truth, but honestly, you need to know the truth. The Diaspora Affairs Office of Ghana was never set up for us. If we benefited from it, and I mean us as the diaspora, if we benefited from anything that they added to their usual services, then we did. But it wasn't set up for us. And so I had someone in the comments to tell me that no, they can assure me that I'm wrong, that it was set up for them, set up for us, and that their family member works there, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go over that. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you the truth, okay? Because it's because of misinformation and sometimes outright lies like this and deception, and there are multiple people claiming to be the Diaspora Affairs Office. That's another thing. Because of that, many of you have been deceived, have been tricked, have been confused. Even though you have searched things out, you have been just confused by the misinformation that's out there. So let's take a look at the truth. All right, one moment. Okay, so I'm back with the truth, okay, concerning the question, was the Diaspora Affairs Office in Ghana originally started for the transatlantic diaspora, okay? Is that why it was set up, okay? And so we're starting with that because in the previous year where I spoke about the requirements to be in Ghana, the requirements to own land, to work, and to live in Ghana as stated by immigration. I also stated that the Diaspora Affairs Office was never set up for us as the transatlantic slave trade diaspora. Okay, that wasn't its original reason for being established. I stated that it was originally set up to connect the Ghanaian diaspora, whom they refer to themselves as diaspora as well, all right, to connect them with their home country, to make sure that they stay in touch with Ghana, that they don't lose connection from with their homeland. And that's the reason why it was established. Okay, and unfortunately, a lot of people misunderstood its purpose. Okay, they thought it was set up for us because after people heard about that office, they started visiting that office, and I think they just kind of accommodated them some, and then from that point started providing some assistance for a fee, of course, and then that's how a lot of people came in contact with it. So I'm going to show you the truth, all right? I'm going to show you the truth. And what you do with this truth is up to you. But it may answer some reasons why you don't see some things going on with that office right now, all right? And why some people left that office before President Akufo-Addo ended and left his office, or left the office of the presidency. And so there are a lot of questions surrounding the agency. We thank them for the good work that they did, for him through executive order approving citizenship for a number of transatlantic diasporas. All right. We thank him for that. But that's not why it was set up. And so you need to understand that, because a lot of people are coming here thinking that, oh, the Diaspora Affairs Office is for us. You may benefit from it, and they may have added services, after they got started for us, but it wasn't for us. And most countries all over the world have, other than America, I don't know, maybe they do, but most countries around the world have an office where they stay in contact with those people from their country who have traveled to other countries. And they call it the Diaspora Office, or some name similar to that. It wasn't about us. So someone responded to my statement in that share, and they said, I can assure you that the Diaspora Affairs Office wasn't set up for Ghanaians living abroad, but rather for Black Americans and Caribbeans. I know what I'm talking about because I have family that's associated with the office. Ghanaians living abroad don't need the Diaspora Office. All right. So I'm going to stop with that one statement there. Okay. He said a couple of things, but first of all, once again, they need the office. Let me just say that they need the office because they need to stay in touch with their country. They vote. All right. They need to know what the procedures are for them voting as citizens of Ghana who are living abroad. As natives of Ghana who are living abroad, they need to know information about that. They need to know how changes in Ghana are impacting them, just to stay in general contact with what's going on. And then they influence policy. They are sending lots of money back home. They're influencing the economy. They send money back home. They vote. So they need to stay in touch. And if they have issues that concern them, they can reach out to the office and invite the president to come to wherever they are in the world, not just in America, not just in, the UK, but wherever they are in the world. This links them to their home country. So yes, they need the office, and the office needs them as well. So that's a false statement. Now, let me also show you that it was set up for them, and we'll use their own words from their own website. Okay. So just one moment. Let's get back here. So you see on this page right here, this is the Diaspora Affairs Office that was set up by the president. Okay. Now there are other offices that are out there using similar names, but it's not the official. This is the official office that was set up by the president of the Republic of Ghana under President Nana Akufo-Addo. All right. This is what was set up. And when he set it up, this is what they say about themselves. It says about the Diaspora Office. The Diaspora Affairs Office of the President was established in February 2017. That's 2 years before any year of return. Okay. It says the objective behind establishing the Office of the Presidency emphasizes the importance the government places on the contributions Ghanaians in the diaspora make to the economy. Didn't I say that? All right. And then it says Ghanaians in the diaspora serve in building bridges between their country of residence and Ghana by providing market access, sources of expertise, knowledge. Okay. So you've seen it here in their own words about them, who they are, who they serve, and why they were established. They were established to connect, to be a bridge between Ghanaians in the diaspora and Ghanaians in their home country. All right. The objective behind establishing the office of the presidency emphasizes the importance the government places on contributions Ghanaians in the diaspora make to the economy. That's the reason for the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President was established in February 2017. So that in itself should dispel lies. Okay. AI even goes on to say, I asked Diaspora Affairs, was it created basically for Ghanaians in the diaspora? And it says yes. The Diaspora Affairs Bureau in Ghana was established to connect and engage with Ghanaians living abroad, aiming to foster a stronger relationship and leverage their contributions to national development. This initiative, specifically the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President, recognizes the diaspora as a vital and strategic resource for Ghana, or a vitally and strategic resource for Ghana. So there it is. All right. And that should answer your question. All right. And that should help some of you who, believe that it was initially set up for us. Yes, we were able to connect with them, but it wasn't set up for us. Okay. And unfortunately, when they realized, some people there realized that, hey, these people think it's about them. Hey, then some things were set up in place, some fees were charged, and services provided, hopefully. All right. I mean, we know that many people received citizenship assistance, and they received letters to assist them with getting things done. But there's been a lot of confusion about the office, and mainly because now there's like 2 or 3 different groups since the end of Akufo-Addo's presidency, now that are all claiming to be the Diaspora Affairs Office, right? And so there's much confusion about it. And so one of these websites, let me just show you this website, okay? And then I'm also going to show you that the year of return, as he also goes on to say, that the year of return that the president met with us, or I might deal with that issue in another share, that whole issue about the year of return. I think I'll do that in something else, okay? Let's talk about that differently. But it says here on this particular website, it says that they are the Diaspora Affairs of Ghana. Okay. And then it goes on. You can donate. Welcome to the Diaspora Affairs of Ghana. Our president, Nana Akufo-Addo, declared in 2019, so on and so forth. The year of return, which I'll discuss in another share. I won't put it all in this one, okay? Because we're going to dispel some more untruth, all right, about that. But this, as you can see, is a separate website. They accept donations, okay? They accept donations, okay? But let's see who owns this website. Who is the executive chief executive officer of this particular website? And I'm not saying that they don't provide services. I don't know what they do, but I know they're not the original site. So this is the person who owns this website. Okay. This is not the official website for Ghana. So if you've been using this website, it is not the official office. There's a lot of confusion about this. And this is not the only one, as I said. There are others. So to answer the question, the first question and the first response, to state that it was set up for Black Americans and Caribbeans, it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. So any idea that you have that it was all about us, it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't. And if anybody played on your ignorance, and ignorance just means lack of knowledge, or led you to believe that it was established just for us, that's wrong. It wasn't. It was originally set up to connect Ghanaians in the diaspora, and some of us benefited from it. And the citizenship that came out of Jubilee House and assisted by that office was by executive order only. It is not standard for foreigners to get citizenship just by applying. Okay, you can request through the Minister of Interior, but a lot has changed, as I said in a previous share, and as I stated, in order to become a resident of Ghana, to live in Ghana, to own land in Ghana, to sell, to do any business, to work, you must now be a resident, and that's under 5 different categories. And it's not that simple, because you either have to be a company, you either have to be an NGO, married to a Ghanaian, a student, or doing business. I may have already said that. There was something else, but it's like 5 or 6 of them. Go back and listen to the other share, and you will hear the full details along with other information. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more. Shalom.